Alright, so this is my Granblue deck, or one of many that I've done, so you wanted a deck profile, so here you go. I start out with Captain Night Kid, just because in this build that I'm using, you kind of need him to get stuff from the grave. Other than that, self-explanatory. I do run 4 heals, 2 different kinds though, just to throw people off, even though you can only run 4 heals. Still. Also, in the case where you... Bless you. In the case where, let's say for example, you draw a specific heal trigger or something, and you put it, like, let's say you drew 2 of these, you could always... I always unstack my triggers when I go to put them back in the deck so I don't draw them again, but some people will be like, okay, well, you can take these 2 and you can put them right back in the deck, so when you hit this, you know you're going to hit another heal. But I don't do that a whole lot. So, I run 8 crit. I did have 2 other crits here just because, again, to throw people off, thinking I'm running more. But I ended up sticking with these because I ended up using the random teched-in grade 3 dude, the Spirit Exceed. These are nice just because you can always put them to solo
power.
And draw. Yeah, pretty much helps the engine of the deck that I use in case I need it. Then I actually use 4 of the draw triggers. In this deck, it's very important that I get to the cards I need, and also it's nice to be able to use this in combination with Knight Spirit, Samurai Spirit dude, or just sacrifice, bring out one of my grade 1s. Yeah, chappies. In this build, again, this is sort of a superior ride type deal. Worst case scenario, if you've already superior rided or it's later in the game, you can get rid of cards you don't need anymore, or cards that'll help you out more. Again, the Samurai Spirit, so on and so forth. Plus a 10k guard, it's really not that bad. Grade 1s, I run 4 perfect guards. Usually, you just want to end up pitching your draw triggers, or again, late game, if you're trying to set up. Not actually, this deck doesn't run a lot of grade 3s, but I mean, if you do happen to have one, it's just good to get your stuff in the grave, and with all those people running random stuff with crits and added abilities, it's really good. For this deck, I run 4 the Deadly Nightmares, and I run 4 Samurai Spirits. Basically, it just helps get my rows set up, so I can sacrifice draw triggers, other crappy cards. The Soul Blasting helps with the critical trigger I mentioned earlier, and on top of that, I run this Ride Chain, as well as 1 copy of this one. So,
what about the regular 8K?
Regular 8K dude, he's good, but I want more consistency with the deck, so I only run 1.
Okay.
Just in case I draw him. I mean, I'd honestly probably prefer to actually ride him on turn 1, if I end up drawing him. If not, whatever. But yeah, I just use him just because he's an extra filler spot, and he's decent. I would have went with another one of these, which is sort of tech. If I discard this, or if this gets milled, I can always bring this back through other means, put it behind the Vanguard, and then it's 10k boost that mills. So this is a really good card if you get to be able to put it behind the Vanguard. Grade 2s, vanilla, 10k dude.
Enough said.
Yeah. Then you've got Deadly Spirit. Again, same deal. You can get rid of the soul and bring these guys out by sacrificing a grade 1, so you can do little combos with Sword Master, not Sword Master, whatever. Samurai Spirit and all that if you really need to. But again, it's just needed for the combo. I run 2 of these guys because he's really good at milling and he can hit 11k Vanguards. If I had more, I'd probably run him. Then I tech into him just because, in case I need extra counterblast, which again is sort of tech for stuff later on. Grade 3s, use him, he gets to the grave, then he's pretty much I mean, that's the point of the deck. Actually got off against you here earlier, so that was nice.
Double crit.
Yeah. And then I teched in him. I actually had 2 copies of him, but I took him out just to be able to set up rows a little bit better. So I'm like, oh, well, like I'd mentioned earlier with the grade 1 dude, I play him, I can put him behind the Vanguard. But before I play him on the rear, I could have put whatever was behind the rear guard, sacrifice that, brought out another guy in a different row, then brought him out and do shenanigans, whatever. And then he dies, whatever. It's not a big deal. Or I can sacrifice him, bring out another guy to fill the back row. And last and least, this is what I took out for the second one. There was just extra consistency with this and the triggers, so I was like, okay, I run the swords dude, so why not?
So only 4 grade 3s?
Yeah, it sucked game 1 when I played in our little tournament, and emphasis on little.
And then round 2, you actually got it off.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's consistent enough because, again, with your Night Kid and the 3 Chappies, that's pretty much all you need.
Yeah, because Night Kid top 10. Yeah, top 10, which is a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I would consider running a third one of these and take this out, just so I, again, more consistency with it. But, I mean, that's pretty much it. Again, I think this guy's sort of underrated. I never ride him as your Vanguard. You will regret it. The main reason I wanted to run this guy is because there's so many people now with set 4 out that have 11k Vanguards, and Granblue has a very, very difficult time against 11k Vanguards. It's like, oh, you've got Kakaitis. Well, that's nice. He's 15, but not all the time. And then you've got your rear guards trying to swing in, and they're just sad. So that's pretty much the gist of the deck. I just made this morning, basically. I'm always trying new things out with the deck, so this will probably change again. So.
Is there anything you want to change after today?
After today, like I said, I think I'd like to get maybe a third one of him in. I'd probably take a Pietro out and put in something else. I mean, if I could switch the Pietros, I'd switch to maybe another Rune Shade if I could get a hold of one. There's not a whole lot around here. But you definitely take him out. I don't know, because I don't really want to ride a 10k. I want something with 11, so it adds extra pressure. So that would probably be the main thing. And then I would be more consistently be able to block if I only had
like well, my mom's here.
these. Okay, well,
all right.
Tell your mom I said hi, and
anyway, nice
see
deck.
you later.